Hello, everyone. So, we are back again, and this time with a very favorite track of mine from Nescafe Basement, actually. And it's kind of a tribute to one of the legendary guitarists of Pakistan music industry, Faraz Anwar. So, we are viewing it together. We have heard it before. I hope you guys enjoy it too. So,
Three,
let's start then.
2, 1, play.
NESCAFÉ Basement, Season
By the way, it's
4.
a long track. It's a long, long track. But lovely.
Long track.
A
Yeah.
tribute to Froz and Ver.
There he is sitting in the calm.
तेरी आँखें तेरे दिल
Asfar.
की सारी बातें कहें आज महके सारे पल ही काए सपने बुने हो रास्ते कठिन ये छोटी छोटी खुशियाँ यहाँ चुन ले आज जो भी मिले इस ज़मीं की यही दास्तां है जिस्म और जान एक दिन तो होना है
With Sherry.
Sherry Kasab. Many talented singers.
सदियाँ ना जाने खामोशी से भी गुजरती गई वक्त के बहते दरिया में जब तक सांस रहे तू है मेरी एक है रंग जो ये संसार सारा रोशन करे कोई हो संग कोई हो प्यार प्यारा जीवन लगे रास्ते कठिन ये छोटी छोटी खुशियाँ चुन ले आज जो भी मिले इस ज़मीं की यही दास्तां है जिस्म और जान एक दिन तो होना है होना रहे ना रहे कितनी सदियाँ ना जाने खामोशी से भी गुजरती गई वक्त के बहते दरिया में जब तक सांस रहे तू है मेरी
comes.
The entry.
It was done under his shadow. Oh my god.
कितनी सदियां ना जाने खामोशी से यूं ही गुजरती गई वक्त के बहते दरिया में जब तक सांस रहे तू है मेरी कितनी सदियां ना जाने
Xulfi.
खामोशी से यूं ही गुजरती गई वक्त के बहते दरिया में जब तक सांस रहे तू है मेरी सदियां ना जाने खामोशी से ना जाने ना जाने ना जाने वक्त के बहते दरिया में जब तक सांस रहे तू है मेरी
So many memories associated with the song.
So many emotions. So many
So
emotions.
many emotions.
Oh, yes. When I see Faraz Anwar performing, it especially his guitar work, it's like ये खंजर दिल में उतरना ना. Uh,
Hmm.
it feels like a, a, a
A
knife,
dagger.
a dagger piercing in my heart.
Yeah.
Because what could have been? What could have been?
What could have been? Seriously. It pains me a lot. I mean, it gives me a lot of pain. I was just listening to this song today, and I just Googled him again, and I don't know where he is. I don't know. He probably went to US, where he is. His channel is there, but it barely has 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers at the moment. Nobody knows where he went.
I think last I heard from my brother, because he keeps track. My brother used to be a fan of him,
Yeah,
like from
yeah,
from childhood, like when we were like
yeah.
9 and 10, 8, 9, 10, and especially him, he was like absolute die-hard fan of Razanwar. But the last time I
Mm,
heard, I think he was teaching guitars or some such.
mm,
But yeah,
mm,
he is one of the victims of. We talked during one of the tracks that we covered called Khwab by Kashmir, that
yeah.
it was about the death of music or the music scene, the music culture that
Mm,
bloomed in early 2000s and died
mm,
around 2008 to 2011, in that
yeah,
period.
yeah.
And he was also one of the victims. He is reckoned as one of the best guitarists in Pakistan right now,
One of the best.
right?
One of the best.
um, and his work was revolutionary, especially in Pakistan. Um, this particular track as well, how beautiful this track was, the original one. Um, yeah,
He wrote the lyrics of this song. He had his own band, Mizrab, and he played guitar for it. He was the lead vocalist for it. And this song, I mean, this song is one of the best. If you ask anyone, any Pakistani music fan, they would recognize the song instantly,
instantly.
right?
One of those songs, one of
One
the
of those songs.
flag bearing song of that era, right?
Yeah.
You ask, hey, what's your favorite Faraz Anwar track? This would be it, right?
Kitni Sadiyan.
Kitni
Yeah.
Sadiyan. I mean, whenever I go back home, this usually plays in my brother's car always.
Hmm.
Like I
Hmm.
do catch it. So what about the cover?
So that I was coming to that. Actually, you know that I have been a Nescafe Basement fan more than Coke Studio Pakistan previously,
Yeah,
and the reason for that was that Zulfi actually nourished a lot of talent when the music was dying almost in Pakistan. He
yeah,
was the one who just kept it rolling. He brought new voices, new musicians, new talent, and
groom them.
this song is groom them, and this song is the prime example of that. He first of all he created the scenario like this is kind of song that you would play on the pavements on the university corridors with just a
Absolutely.
guitar. So he created the same scenario here in this particular cover, brought all the artists of those seasons and just like a random jam, he started this particular song with the acoustics and just the vocals, the guys humming, and it was beautiful for me. The experience itself had so many emotions attached to it, and how many artists we can recognize who are now starting to
They've
peak.
graduated out of Zulfi
They have
school.
graduated, yeah. As for you were
Shari,
talking about Shari Khatak, Bilawal Lahuti was on the drums, then Leo Twins on the violin. Then I think we had a couple more who are grooming as well. Zishan, there was a singer called Zishan. He was sitting there. Abdullah Siddiqui was there.
yeah,
Abdullah Siddiqui or Abdullah Qureshi, I forgot the name of the singer. He was also there. So many people who are now progressing with the music and taking the music industry forward. And Zulfi was, and the best thing is that Zulfi also not only nourishing the old talent, but he also knew which peers to give tribute to, right? He knew Faraz Anwar and his value. When people eventually had forgotten him, he brought him back just for this one track.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So for me, my views on Nescafe Basement. I
I think,
I have a beef with Nescafe Basement. It has always been there that their tracks have been unnecessarily long,
long,
with
true.
unnecessary elements that we could have avoided to make the
Hmm.
tracks, the songs more beautiful, more catchy. But on the other hand, I also understand the rationale, the rhetoric behind it, because this Nescafe Basement, this is not purely about producing good music. This was
Mm.
also about producing good musicians and
Musicians. True.
giving them
Yeah.
platform to like be yourself, do your stuff,
Mm.
go just sing, perform, play,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there were so many of these kids. So first of all, for our viewers, notice that they were all kids, most of them kids, right? Teenagers, very very young. And if you explore more of the Nescafe Basement, you would see that most of the 90% of them, even more, are kids, teenagers, right? And what they're doing, they are just letting them sing under the supervision of a
Mm.
sage, that is
Yeah.
Zulfi, right? I
Zulfi.
mean, Zulfi gets a lot of credit as he should, but I would wanna also flag Napa because they're originally student of Napa, right?
All the students. Yeah.
And that institute has a huge role in producing or keeping the music alive as well.
True.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to talk about individuals in this track, but Faraz Anwar. So his first guitar solo was so beautiful. Was so
Mm.
beautiful. I mean, there are few players in Pakistan or in that from that era that perfected the art of guitar solos. One of them we
True.
have talked about, which was Aro, right? And actually, you our viewers couldn't see that video because it got blocked. That was Art Cell, right? But we will talk about that. So Aro was one of the bands who perfected the art of guitar solos.
Guitar solos.
Mizrab, Mizmar, fusion to some
Exactly.
extent,
To
um,
some extent.
because they were more of melody and piano
Yeah.
people, right?
Amir Zaki was there. Amir Zaki's
Amir
name.
Zaki,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I keep saying because I grew up with this on this music on this platform that you don't need hundreds of notes in a small period of time, right?
Mm.
You only need few notes that you write, you design in a manner that conveys the emotion, and this is a
Mm.
prime example of of that guitar
Absolutely.
solo. The first guitar solo was on its own, it was one of the most beautiful guitar solos that that I
Beautiful.
remember. I go back to. The second one was also amazing. The chorus part, when there was this R&B element where people were clapping on the
Mm.
second beat, like
Clapham.
uh,
Mm.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. So they were
Yeah.
clapping on the second beats. But yeah, this is a very emotional. Um,
Very
yeah,
emotional song.
emotional. This whole track is very emotional for us. Nescafe Basement,
Mm.
Coke Studio. We are emotional about it because, again, as we keep saying, that they have kept the music scene alive in Pakistan.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, there's so much to talk about it, but I think.
I think we will talk about other stuff. We will cover more areas and further
Mm.
Nescafe Basement tracks when we cover them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we should conclude it.
Yeah. There are plenty to explore as well. So you'll definitely get to it.
Right. Alrighty then. See ya.